Hi, I'm Madonna Guy,
Hi, I'm David Sheil.
and we're running the workshop together on the 11th of August. So, uh, future
The
life roles.
Future Life Roles, Identity Role Mapping.
Very exciting, and we'll have a Humanitics link below so that you can book in. So, what are the main things people are going to get out of this?
Working in the workshop with our roles. So basically, what we'll do in the workshop is we'll look at the different areas of our life, which are our personas, which are basically our social life, our social persona, our vocational, educational, financial, our home persona, and also our belief system persona, which is the internal one, which is where we have our values and all sorts of ideals and beliefs.
Awesome.
And so we get into each of those areas and we work out all of the roles that we play in our lives, and we lay them out in each vocational, social, home, and belief system areas, so that we can have them all in one place and see them all together.
So much of counselling is based on trauma and shame and blame and guilt and all sorts of things like that. Is there any of that in this process?
This process is more like positive therapy, and its basis foundation in constructivism, so it's more of a building process. So if any kind of triggers did come up in doing the process, one might like to get further individual counselling or goal setting or whatever people need to deal with those internal difficulties.
So this is a process you've developed over the however many years, because I know it was based, it started being developed when you were doing your artistic graphic design and that sort of thing.
Around 20 years.
Yeah, around 20 years. So is it the same as anything else out there at the moment?
What would differentiate this process from a lot of things out there is that it is holistic, so that we can look at all the areas in all the roles in each areas of our life, and so it can be a pre-planning thing for something like therapy, so that you can look at all the strengths and weaknesses you have available to work with. And the other thing is that it has a definite part of it that's spiritual, because when we want to, like in positive therapy, make improvement, future orientated life living, you need to um, you need to work. So what we do is, with the belief system section, what that has in it are things like values, our overarching values, our key values, like being a kind person or being a busy person. Do you know what I mean? And we
Yeah,
have, and those values connect to our other roles,
right.
and they become the fuel for our roles. Like, for example, wanting to be a good person might be the motivation for stop being so upset at people or something.
Right.
So the values become the motivating principle.
Well, isn't that the sort of thing that you've heard the story about Abraham Lincoln?
Mm-hmm.
So he failed many times before becoming president of the USA, and for me in Australia, he's one of the most famous presidents ever. But one of the things he would do, like just say he hated old people, he would spend a whole month shaking hands, talking to, connecting with old people. If he hated babies, he would spend a whole month kissing babies, hugging babies, getting to connect. So he basically did a similar process like that, and he did month in month. You've heard that story about Abraham
No, I
Lincoln?
haven't heard it.
So it basically allowed him to really immerse himself in a particular thing that he knew would make him a good president, but it wasn't just surface. He actually really immersed himself in it so that he was better as a president for those particular things,
Right.
which I think is pretty cool.
Well, getting in touch with the human side of things is
Sorry,
really,
I love the word human these days.
well. The human side of things is that, like, couple, like, to be really human, it's good to have a way of looking at how to improve those human qualities. And some of the best, like, couples theorists, like Susan Johnson. I was listening to a video of her the other. She does emotionally focused therapy, And she was talking about how everything's polarized and people are afraid to show any vulnerability, and that coming in touch more and more, different ways of finding ourselves to get in touch with ourselves, because people don't want new ideas, people want better experiences.
Yeah.
And experiences are always human, and they're always about relationships, and we're actually relationship orientated people, not object orientated. Like, we live in a world, she was saying, we live in a world that's really make good frameworks for being independent and making money,
Yeah.
but those don't necessarily help with our relationships.
Yes. Yeah, I was
And
listening to someone in the States talking this morning, and he said, no one on their deathbed ever said, gee, I should have spent more Saturdays earning money.
right,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
true.
in America, he said, my 401k would have looked really good if I'd done that. So, yeah, just funny.
And just like you were saying about Abraham Lincoln, I think what's coming through for me is that, so he did that with different types of people, because when you see when you see the real human quality of how people are living and that type of thing, you can then get more compassion for the situation they're in, whereas if it's just over there as an idea. And in a similar way, working out all your roles is getting to reevaluate and get to know the parts of yourself that sometimes we've neglected from being so busy.
Yeah.
And the things that make us happy. And then, like, just say we just work really hard all the time, and we mightn't spend enough time with your kids, or maybe something that makes you really happy is like playing music or something, and you haven't been doing it, so we're irritated, blaming the people around us. But if we start doing the things that we know have made us feel good in the past, bring those roles back online, practice them, getting going again, who knows what they might turn
Yeah.
into. And so it's like he was getting to know all the people. In this, we're getting to know all the parts of ourselves, because, like Susan Johnson in the video, she was saying, people want to be found. We
Yeah,
all want
right.
to be
Yeah.
found, and we want to be desired also. So by improving our roles, we can desire our own lives again. We can find the parts of ourselves that we desire, and we can find them.
Yeah. That's
Isn't that
awesome.
nice?
It is. It
Susan
is.
Johnson, she's like a favourite couples counselling star.
Is she's on YouTube?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
definitely worth looking at.
And who's the other one you always talk about?
Oh, Esther Perel.
Esther Perel. And tell us about her.
Oh, well, Esther Perel, what does she say? Everyone's got a right to have a secret magic garden.
That's beautiful. Okay, so we look forward to seeing you on the 11th of August.
Oh, how great will it be? And welcome to anybody.
It's going to be 4 hours with both of us. I mean, excluding pee breaks and stuff, but basically we'll be there.
And everyone, welcome, and thank you for hearing us today.
Cool. Bye.